All right, everybody, we're hitting 2 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be covering commissions and how to get paid in commands. So we're going to start off by logging in at agent.kw.com. That'll take you to your big command homepage. And from there, we're going to be going into the opportunities step. So in order to get to this step where you're getting paid in commands, you have to have created a contact and started a transaction with that client. Those are covered in earlier classes, but I'll definitely be repeating those classes coming up if you want to catch up. So for now, we're covering the back half of that transaction, how to do an offer and how to get paid. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up an opportunity that I had created. It's going to be the Johnsons. So from here, you can see that I have this great contact. It's got the information there, documents are in, and I also have offers in this offers tab. And that's going to be our first step today. So we're over here in this offers tab. I'll give everyone kind of a minute to kind of jump along, catch up. And so we're in this offers tab here. And so you can see that I have a current offer on the board as well as a couple other ones. So from here, let me change my response. So you can see here that I have multiple offers on the table for my client's property. I can either accept or reject either one, and all the terms are really laid out there for me. But if I say get another offer, let me back up and show you guys how to make an offer for yourself. So we're going to go to add new offer. And we're going to name it normally after the client or the buyer's name, but whichever makes you feel good. We're going to call them the Jacksons. Jackson's offer. Here's the date that they made their offer. Closing date. These are all more specific details, but I'm going to leave them kind of generic by default here. Once I outline the details, I'm going to go into the parties of the deal. These are all forms that you should fill out, but right now the only required forms, you can see with the red asterisks, are the buyer's name and the associate's representation name, so their agent's name. And from there, all the other information on here is great to have, but not necessarily required. So the buyer's name is James Jackson. And then from there, we're going to keep scrolling. You can notice that my seller's information automatically pulled up from my command contact profile and from all the other opportunity details that I have in there. So from there, I'm going to fill in their agent's name, Kim Vu. And so once we have that information in, we can continue on to the terms of the offer. So this is the nitty gritty here. This is how much money they're putting down, how much they're financing, earnest amount, all the fun financial details. So I'm going to say putting down 100 grand in cash and financing another 100 grand. Nice even number. Termination options, seller's costs. These are all details that could pertain to your deal, but for now, I'm going to leave them as they are. From here, I'm over at the agent analysis. So this is basically a little comment section for you as an agent to provide for your clients. So for say, they have a very professional representation, or really like the realtor, they could work with. Cons, not as big of an offer. So summary, they have a good agent. And because of this, I might be able to negotiate them, even though they don't have as big of an offer right now. So then I'm going to go ahead and save my offer. And so from here, you can see that my offer populated right here. So before I continue on, does anyone have any questions on how to create an offer like I just did? Anyone need me to back up a step? Alrighty, I'll keep on going then. So once you have an offer, you can select all the offers that you have, and from there, it'll compile them into an offer comparison for you. And this is a really great tool to show your clients. So if I compare them, it'll break it into a little spreadsheet for me. It'll break it down based off the cash, the finance amount, earnest, all the really details, all my comments that I put in there, whether or not they're pre-approved. So these are all really great tools that you can either download or email directly to your clients. It's a great little presentation for you. So from there, we're going to back up and we're going to actually choose an offer to accept. So let's see, offer 200,000, 100,000 cash, 100,000 financing, 200 financing, a little bit more, These are all pretty similar offers here, but Jim Jones came in a little over asking price. So I'm going to go ahead and accept Jim's offer. So once I accept his offer, you'll see that my commissions tab is now open. In the past, it's normally gray because unless you accept an offer, you can't populate all the details to fill out your commission. So once you have an available offer, you can go into commissions. And this is where you'll be filling out the equivalent of your green sheet. So I'm getting a little error message here because I don't have it linked to an actual listing property, but normally you would, and you would be selecting from listings here, and that'll be listing connected with the opportunity and the MLS details. So from continuing on, it'll show you a little sales price all pulled in from the offer. It'll be a breakdown of your royalty, your company commission, what your payout will be. As I continue on, it'll ask me for a contract date. That's an important detail there. And I'm getting to the agent breakdown here. Now, this is an area that I've gotten a lot of questions with in the past about how to split an agent breakdown. So one really weird thing that Command does is that it divides the breakdown based off of units. So if I have 1 unit assigned to Ryan Chase, then that will be the entire payout. But if I change Ryan only gets half a unit because he worked with an agent and we're splitting that, it'll give me an option to add another agent to the deal. Oh, it says I can't add an agent right now because all the money is still going to me. But if I change it to I'm only getting 3,000, then I can add another agent by clicking right here. And so this is how you'll be able to split your commission. So you would just type in any agent's name in our database. So Andrew Poe, for example, populate right there. And from there, you'll be able to split up the commission as well as the units for dispersal. So I know some teams choose to have all the units in one agent's name and they just split the commission dollars, but all the numbers go under one agent. Some teams choose to split the units depending on the agent's name. So as long as you distribute the full unit, you can continue adding agents and splitting your commission. So from there, the other 3,000 is going to be going to Andrew. And as I go down, it'll show my gross commission, what my royalty is like. You can see based off of a cap, going over, splits, how much is going to the company. And from there, you also have deductions for KW Cares donations, bowl donations, and other things like that. So you get down at the bottom, you get your actual check amount. And the same thing will be broken down for me. I click this drop down. Look very similar. I'm not nearly as capped as Andrew is, so it'll be a little bit less progression there, but you can see the details. And from there, you can either add another agent to continue on or hit submit to submit for your green sheet and for your dispersal. Does anyone have any questions about this kind of payment process here?
I do, Ryan. Sorry. Did you cover where it says a listing is required for this opportunity type? Please attach a listing to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I have that issue right now in one of ours, and I do not know how to bypass it.
Oh, okay, so it'll ask you. What was that? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so what do I do for that? Like,
so normally they want you to link your listing to the KWLS. So from that, it'll say select from listings.
Right.
You can see right here, just click there. Are you saying that it's not
not in
from the
there?
MLS?
Right, it's not in there.
Okay.
So
what's the property address?
Does that mean then it's not on KWLS?
Yeah, from there, it might be a syndication issue where it's not syncing right from Paragon or from the KWLS.
Okay.
So if you reach out to support, they'll be able to kind of generate that and see where it kind of fell through the cracks.
Okay.
Should be a quick fix for them, so it shouldn't be too bad. I know support's usually a little bit of a longer process, but you can leave a message with them and they'll send an email back with a problem solution.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else? This is kind of the bulk of the class at this point, so I'm kind of leaving it up to question and answers based on what you guys have questions about in your commissions. All right.
No, it looks good.
Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward process. It kind of just takes you across the tabs, filling in the details, then you fill in your seller profile, then you fill in your documentation for all your compliance stuff. A good question right now, we are still currently doing compliance in .loop. but we are doing commissions through command. So DocuSign isn't quite up to our standards yet, so we decided to keep using .loop for the next month and a half or so. And then from there on, we're doing commissions here. Yeah.
Ryan, Joan had the question that how do you do this on?
What was that, Lauren?
Joan had the question on how do we do this with the buyer side, just for the buyer in the chat. She asked that question.
Oh, so from the buyer side, it would be a really similar process. I just happen to be using a listing opportunity detail. But if you just go over to a buyer pipeline, I say, click here, I have Sam Smith. If I submit a similar offer, and kind of breeze through this to kind of catch up so I get into that commissions tab. Initial offer. I'm just repeating the same thing that I did in the past. It'll ask you for the property location, so it'll link with the MLS just like it did there. Or like it's supposed to from the listing side, but obviously there are problems there. So if I want to show all listings, so I can link it to a listing, let's say it's this one, for the purpose of this demonstration. Got the details, seller's name is Joe Bob. Representations information, that populated because they saw that information on the listing in the MLS. And from here, filling in the financing details, just like I did. It's $100,000 for the house. Go ahead and skip that part. And from here, I would either accept or reject based off of what the client did or the seller did. So say that they accepted, so it's been updated. From there, it will go in a commissions tab in a very similar way. Same breakdown, same information there for you, but there's not as much. So you would just fill in what your commission is, sales price, and then your payment breakdown. Does that answer your question there? Okay, cool. So that's all I have on the buyer side there. So anything else before I kind of wrap it up here? Oh, one more thing that I want to show you guys while I have you is I want to show you this really cool document that I got from Donnie. He's our regional tech director, and he created this great flowchart guide of the entire process of using commands. This is something that I shared in the group chat, and I'll also post along with this recording if you're watching this after the fact. But this walks you through everything through creating a contact all the way through using DocuSign for your compliance, your documentation. When we get to that step as a market center, compliance and command, which we are not currently doing, submitting offers. So this is what we started covering today. We picked up right here, continued along, and then we got to the submitting for commissions for DA. Commissions here, and then submit, and you'll get a notification either in command or Kelly, or eventually command mobile when they come out with that. So it's a really great guide. I highly recommend going back through and checking the earlier steps that we didn't cover in today's class. And that's kind of all I have for you guys. So any questions before I wrap it up here?
Short and sweet. It was looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's really kind of a synergistic platform, so it kind of moves well together. So you can kind of get through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, actually, you know, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Under the documents tab, if you could just go there for a sec.
Yeah. Going in documents tab.
Yeah. You see on the, yeah, you see there in the middle, on the right middle there. Are these all, oh, I guess, you know what? I apologize. It says like required. And you know,
This kind of serves as a buyer seller checklist, Jonathan. And the only reason I can talk about this part is because me and Chris kind of went over what this looks like compliance wise for me.
Yeah.
And as of right now, this is a checklist. Your docs are on here as well. And Ryan, when you get a second, I kind of want to touch DocuSign a little bit if you're familiar. And but as of right now, this serves as kind of a checklist. We are asking that when you guys have a transaction that you are submitting a commission request for, that you upload your completed documents here as well. Because right now we're still working through .loop. You guys still do have loops until we do figure out all the bugs of DocuSign. But yes, you would still get all your contracts from here or from .loop. Submit your loop like you would normally. Add your documents here under each required tab, and then that's when you would submit it for compliance check.
Yeah, I have to give props to Malcolm. He actually helped me out with that yesterday, and or maybe you take your documents from .loop and bring them into command. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That is a good question.
Because that was a process I had no clue about. That was a little tough, but when he showed me, then it made, it was like, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad.
Right, because the hard part is downloading them from .loop and then uploading them separately to command, which is, like I said, if there's an easy way to just merge the two, that would be a lot easier. I know there is a way with DocuSign once we get there, but I'm not sure if there is one currently for .loop, and I don't know if you know that, Ryan.
I'm not quite sure, but I can look into that and get back to you with that.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if you see Malcolm around there, yeah, he well, not there, but he he kind of pretty much walked me through it. It was pretty cool where you go to add item right there, I think.
Add a file.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Just a second, if you could. Let's say, like, for example, listing agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just click the add file button on the right. Just click that. Yeah. Okay, so then what he said to do, I'm hoping some other people are listening to this. Then he would click the .loop button in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you would have to sign, you would have to sign into your prompt you to do it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sign in, and what you do is you check all of your documents, right, from .loop.
Yep.
And then you hit, and then it would bring it in. Then you have to like make a copy, and then I'm sorry, I'm not doing it justice, but basically this is a step where you would, until, like you said, until we get DocuSign hooked up, you basically bringing the documents from .loop into command. Might want to, if you can do a little zoom at him so he can teach you up on it.
Thank you, Jonathan, because that still was more further along than I knew how to get to that from there. So that still helped me a lot.
Yeah, he was pretty good about it. So you may want to get a little 411 from him.
Awesome. Yeah, see if you'd like to teach a class on that. Cool. So you got the .loop integration there for your compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me check the chat. Doesn't want to pop up. Lauren, what did they just say in the chat?
Checking the chat now. Hold on one second. Joan asked, do we need to upload the docs individually from .loop, or you can batch them? It would be, I'm pretty sure, depending on the loop, you could probably check them off in .loop, which ones you wanted to send on over, so you could send a batch at one time. Or if you just needed to select, you can just send one at a time. But I'm pretty sure it allows you to check what you need and what you don't need, Joan. And I think that's all the questions. Oh, Joan did ask, can you make the flow chart available?
Yep, I sent that in the class there.
You did.
In the chat.
Okay, yep. Those are all of the questions from the chat.
Cool. All right, then. So I think we're going to wrap up the class there. I'll be posting this recording if you ever want to take back a look at it. Check out Jonathan's .loop suggestions again. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys. So thanks for logging on. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
You too. Take care.